All right, let's get started with a squat, breathing in, and then pulling our elbows to the back wall as we come down. All right, one more. All right, and we'll do some arm circles forward. Start small and get bigger as you go. Sorry, I just have to adjust something with my camera. There we go. Right, getting bigger as we go. And the opposite way. Going backwards, start small. And getting bigger as we go. And then just do a couple of shakes back and forth and forward and back. And we'll do some stretches or side leans. So we're keeping our lower body steady, feeling the stretch in the side of our body. And we'll take this down. So from our T, we'll touch our opposite toe. And one more on each leg. And we'll turn this into a reverse lunge with a W pull. Try to keep your body straight up, not leaning too far forward. Okay, we'll do one more each leg. And then we will squat and open our hip up, alternating. We'll do one more each side to open. And then now we'll do the internal rotation. Right, one more each side. And we'll turn this into side lunges, just going back and forth, pushing your hips backward, keeping that front toe, sorry, that front knee, either bent knee away from your toe. All right, and now we'll move into inchworms. So hinge forward at your hips, walk your hands out. From here, we'll do a push-up from your toes or knees, plank, and then back, and we'll do 5 of those. So push up, hike, plank, push up, hike, plank. I think that's 3. Push up, hike, plank. And I have one more. Push up, hike, plank. When you're done your 5th one, walk your hands back up. But then we will walk back out again. And we are going to bring our right foot up. We're just going to stay here and just kind of use our back foot to push our body back and forth a little bit. Stay here. Whenever you're ready, put your foot back, walk your hands back up. And then we'll do the same thing for our opposite leg. So walk your hands out. Your left leg comes up beside your left hand. And then nice gentle stretch, going back and forth. And whenever you're ready, you can put that leg back and walk your hands back up. And roll up. And then we'll start to jog on the spot. And we'll do high knees. There's not a lot of cardio or cardio-specific exercises in our workout today. They're all compound exercises. So it's a series of 8 exercises. They're all compound exercises, so full body. And then we'll repeat that 3 times, and then we'll end with 5 minutes of core. In terms of timing, very simple, work for 50, rest for 10. At the end of each round, we'll take a slightly longer break, maybe about 30 seconds. All right, and butt kickers. So I'll show you the exercises. They're all ones that we've done. First one is a side lunge with a bicep curl. So 1 or 2 weights. We'll go to the right. When we come up, bicep curl. Then to the left, come up, bicep curl. You can use 1 weight for this as well. So just hold it like a bar in front of you, same thing. Number 2 is very similar to what we just did in our warm up. We're gonna inchworm forward into a push-up. Then we'll jump our feet up and do a 180. Okay, then same thing. So inchworm push-up, Frogger 180. Next one, deadlift to row. So we'll hinge forward at our hips. When we get to the bottom, do a row and stand back up, flat back the whole time. Number 3 is thrusters. So squat, press up. Number 5, glute bridge with a tricep press and skull crusher. So glute bridge, and then with 1 weight or 2, press up, skull crusher down. Number 5 is we're going to do a jump squat in and out with a front press. I'll tell you these again as we go. That was number 6. Number 7 is reverse, reverse, press with 1 weight or 2. And then last one is a wall sit with a bicep curl of your choice. So whether it's 1 weight here, 2 weights hammer curl, whatever you'd prefer. Okay, so we'll start with our side lunge to bicep curl in 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, go. So lunge to the side, and then don't curl until you get up. Lunge. I'm having some problems with my right knee, so I'm just gonna do them to the left side, but feel free to, of course, alternate sides. Remember, you're sticking your hips back out. Your knee is not going in front of your toes. Almost there. 2, 1. And our next one is our inchworm push-up to Frogger 180. 3, 2, 1, go. So hinge forward, walk your hands out, do a push-up, jump your feet up, and 180. Of course, you can step through the 180. I always choose the same wall to turn to. So I always turn to my screen. That way I'm working both sides instead of always turning the same way. Next is our deadlift with row. Almost there. 2, 1. So I start with my palms facing my toes. So deadlift down. I get to the bottom, I turn my palms so they face each other, and then come on up. You can do this with one weight as well, if you have a heavy enough weight. Remember, with your row, keep your back flat. Knees slightly bent. Try to row up to your hip as opposed to your shoulder. Your neck stays in line with the rest of your spine. So as you go down, it goes down with you. As you come up, it comes up with you. 2, 1, rest. So thrusters is next. So squat with a shoulder press. 2, 1, go. If you want to have your toes slightly turned out, it's good. When you do the press up, make sure you are not arching your back. This can be done with one weight or two as well. In your squat, check in with your knees, making sure they're not going over your toes. Press. So glute bridge with our tricep press is next. 2, 1, go. So hold your glute bridge, tricep press, keep your elbows in. Skull crusher, keep your elbows in as well. Your glute bridge can go up and down if you'd like, or you can hold it up. You can even add in an abduction of your knees. So maybe every time you do a skull crusher, you push your knees out to the side. But whatever you do, keep those hips up. Next is our jump squat in and out with our front press. 3, 2, 1, go. So hold the weight at your chest. Jump in and out. And when you're out, you do that press to the front. You can hold that press out. When you do your squat out, you can turn your toes out for more of a plie squat. If the jump in and out is too much, you can just step out. All right, next is 2 reverse lunges with a shoulder press. Go. So reverse, reverse, press. Try to alternate your lead leg. You can do this with one weight or two. Halfway. When you do the press, same thing with the thrusters. Try to make sure your back is not arched. 2, 1, press. Last one is our wall sit with our curl. Whichever kind of curl you want to do. 2, 1. Try to keep your knees or your thighs as close to parallel to the ground as possible. If you need to take a rest, just come on up slightly out of your wall sit. We're halfway already. And then we'll take about a 30-second rest before we start again. Don't forget to breathe. 2, 1, and rest. We'll rest for about 30 seconds so you can grab a drink. And then we start back at the top. All right, so our first exercise is our side lunge with our bicep curl. And we're gonna start in 5, 4, 2, 1, and go. So like I said, one weight or two. I'm only doing my left side. You can alternate. Remember to shoot your hips back. Next is our inchworm push-up Frogger 180 in 10 seconds. 2, 1, rest. 2, 1, go. This time I'm going to jump to my opposite wall. So every time I turn, I'm going to turn to my back wall. I keep my feet wide the whole time. That actually makes your push-up a little bit easier. Feel free to drop to the ground for your knees for the push-up. Next is deadlift with row. So find your weights. Always picking your weights up properly. Go. So slight bend in your knees. Hinge forward. Only go as far as you get to the point where your back starts to round. So the weights don't have to go all the way to the ground. The weights stay close to your shins. Elbows stay close to the body. Or if you have a lighter weight, you can do an elbow out row. 2, 1, press. The thrusters are next. Check in with your knees. Our legs don't get very much of a break this workout. In terms of our upper body, we're alternating between different muscle groups. Next is our glute bridge, press, and skull crusher. And rest. As you go through, you may want to adjust your weights accordingly. Realize that one weight was too heavy or too light. Remember, if you want to add in an abduction during your skull crusher, feel free. Or if this move is compound enough as it is, that's fine. Whatever you do, keep your elbows in, which helps isolate your triceps instead of allowing your chest to take over. Next is our squat jump in and out with our front press. And rest. Make sure your weights are out of the way for this one. 2, 1, go. So jump out, press forward. Your press can be nice and slow. You can even hold for a second and you're out. It's working our shoulders. While we're holding that squat, we're also working our lower body as well. Should stay parallel to the floor at chest level. 10 seconds to go. And rest. Reverse lunge with shoulder press is next. So 2 reverse lunges. And go. You can do a press after each reverse lunge if you'd like. With your reverse lunge, you don't have to step too far back. Don't have to get your knee all the way to the ground. But check in with your front knee and check in with your back. And then our last one is our wall sit. 2, 1, and rest. So wall sit is our last one for round 2. 2, 1, and go. So wall sit. Ooh. Curl. Halfway. And then we'll take a 30-second rest and do this all again. Two, 1, and rest. All right, so we'll take a little bit longer than my timer says to allow you to get a drink. And then we'll go through those 8 exercises one last time. So like I said, there's not a lot of specific cardio exercises, but it is high intensity, just moving from one to the next. All right, so we'll start with our side lunge in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Wait until you're all the way standing to do your curl. When you're doing your curl, you can have a slight pelvic tilt forward, knees always slightly bent. Almost there. Next is our inchworm push-up move. And rest. Ready for our inchworm push-ups. 2, 1, and go. So hinge forward. You can do a step through for your 180, or your or like a step up for your frogger. Try to keep your legs straight, as straight as possible during your walkout. As you get tired, you'll want to do a body roll with a push-up. If that's the case, drop to your knees. 2, 1. So a deadlift with row is next. 2, 1, and go. You can concentrate. One thing I don't do very well is concentrating on going slow on the row. Check in with your knees and your back. Don't let your knees collapse in. Thrusters is next. 2, 1, and rest. So thrusters next. 2, 1, go. As always, check in with knees and back. Halfway. Glute bridge is next. And rest. So glute bridge next. 2, 1, and go. Tricep press, skull crusher, and abduction, if you want to throw that in there. We only have 3 more exercises after this, and then we'll do a core round of 5 exercises. Check in with your hips. When I do the abduction, I find that my hips drop. 2, 1, and squat, jump in and out with our front press. 2, 1, and go. Once again, this doesn't have to be done fast. There is value in holding that low squat. Check that the weight is in your heels. Halfway. Ten seconds. Then we have our reverse lunge with press. 2, 1, and rest. So two reverse lunges with a shoulder press. 2, 1, and go. Don't lock your elbows when you do the press up. Two, 1, and rest. The last one is our wall sit. 2, 1, and go. So as low as you can go. If you need a break, come up slightly. I prefer one weight for the curl. I find keeping them outside my body is too clumsy. Halfway. Want an extra challenge, hold the bicep at 90 degrees. And done. All right, we'll rest for about 30 seconds or as long as it takes me to show you our core moves. All right, so it's 5 core moves. Same thing, 50, work for 50, rest for 10. We have done all of them before. So first one is a Debbie favorite of mine. Start in our low plank, knee, knee, up, up, tap, tap, down, down. Knee, knee, up, up, tap, tap, down, down. Number 2 is leg lower. So we're gonna lower our legs, but at the bottom, we're gonna abduct them. So we're going to bring them out to the side and then back up. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 and 4 are side planks on your right and left. And then number 5 is a double bicycle. So knee, toe, knee, toe. Okay, and we'll start with that low to high plank in 3, 2, 1, go. So we go knee tap, up, up, toe tap, down, down. As you go, the left will always lead. And then when you start again, the right will always lead. Whole time, trying to keep your hips square to the ground. Keep your body from rocking too much. 2, 1, and done. So we're on our back. For leg lowers with an abduction at the bottom. 2, 1. Your arms can be up above you or they can be at your sides. Try to only go to the point where your back wants to come off the ground. The abduction is slow. With flexed feet. You can get your shoulders off the ground too if you'd like. That will allow you to bring your legs closer to the ground without your back coming up. 2, 1, breath. Now a right plank. So any version of a right plank, if you want to do leg lifts or scoops or crunches or hip dips, I'll let you know at the halfway point. I'm going to do hip dips for the first half, and then I'll do leg lifts for the second half. But we'll stay on the same side for the whole 50 seconds. And that's halfway if you want to switch your move. You can do this from a high plank or a low one, making sure your wrist or your elbow is right below your shoulder. Almost there. 2, 1, and done. And now same thing on the left side. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do hip dips. Wrist or elbow right under your shoulder. And that's halfway. So I'm going to switch to leg lifts. And then after this, we have one exercise left, and it's our double bicycle. 2, 1, and done. And this is it, last one. 2, 1, go. So knee, toe, knee, toe. It's nice and slow. Your shoulders are off the ground the whole time. You're engaging your ab muscles. Try not to pull on your neck with your hands. They're just there for a little bit of support. 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Grab a drink and we'll do our cool down. 7:40. If you have time to stick around, we'll stay on the ground. We'll start on our back. Give your knees a hug. You want to do a little roll. A little rock back and forth. Okay, grab one leg, pull it towards your body. I'm doing my right. You can do some ankle circles. And we'll cross that ankle over our opposite knee and pull the opposite leg toward us for our figure 4 stretch. Flex your foot. And let your lower body twist to one side, upper body to the other for a gentle twist. Right, and let your upper body twist to the same side as your lower body. Grab your top leg for a quad stretch. And release. Same thing on the opposite side. So grab your opposite leg, pull it towards your chest. Ankle circles if you want. And then cross that ankle over your opposite leg. And pull that leg towards your body. And then let your lower body rotate to one side, upper body to the opposite one. Gentle stretch in your spine. And let your upper body meet your lower body. And grab your top leg for a lying quad stretch. And release and come to your tabletop position for a couple of cat-cows. And then curl your toes under for downward dog. Stretch out your calves. When you're ready, walk your hands up to meet your feet and slowly roll up. And we'll finish with shoulders and triceps. So one arm across your chest. And switch. And then one arm behind your head. Stretch out our triceps. You can add in a little side lean too if you want. And switch. And then we're done. Have a wonderful day. Happy Wednesday, everybody.